What if I told you that one habit is secretly destroying your confidence, draining your energy, and rewiring your brain for failure? And worse, society tells you it's normal. Masturbation and porn addiction aren't just harmless habits. They're designed to keep you weak, distracted, and stuck in a cycle of instant gratification. Ancient Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca warned against becoming a slave to pleasure. They knew that true power comes from self-mastery. And today, modern science is proving they were right. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how porn is hijacking your brain, why you feel drained and unmotivated, and most importantly, how to take back control and build unstoppable discipline. Right now, we live in a world where unlimited dopamine is at your fingertips. Porn gives you an endless supply of fake pleasure, tricking your brain into thinking you've achieved something, when in reality, you've done nothing. Each time you watch, your brain gets flooded with dopamine, reinforcing the habit and making real-life goals seem boring. Studies show that porn addiction shrinks the areas of your brain responsible for motivation, focus, and self-control. And yet, nobody talks about this. Instead, society tells you that it's just a normal part of life. But deep down, you know the truth. You feel the effects. Low energy, low confidence, and a constant battle against your own mind. The Stoics believed that self-mastery is the key to greatness. That means controlling your desires before they control you. So if you're tired of feeling weak, drained, and stuck in a cycle of instant gratification, this video is for you. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll have a Stoic game plan to break free and take back your power. The instant gratification trap, why we chase pleasure. In today's world, instant pleasure is everywhere. Whether it's scrolling on social media, binge-watching Netflix, or watching porn, everything is designed to give you a quick hit of dopamine, the chemical in your brain responsible for pleasure and reward. But here's the problem. The more you indulge in instant gratification, the harder it becomes to find joy in real life. The Stoic principle of temperance teaches us that true freedom comes from controlling our desires, not being controlled by them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events, so realize this and you will find strength." But modern culture has flipped this upside down. Instead of mastering our minds, we've become slaves to cheap pleasures. Porn is one of the biggest culprits. Every time you masturbate, your brain gets flooded with dopamine. It feels good in the moment, but your brain quickly adapts, making you crave more just to get the same high. Over time, this cycle of addiction rewires your brain. Work, relationships, and fitness, the things that require real effort, start to feel boring and unfulfilling. Why? Because your brain has been trained to seek easy pleasure instead of meaningful achievement. The truth is, the more you chase instant gratification, the weaker you become. You lose your ability to focus, to delay gratification, and to push through discomfort, all things that are necessary to succeed in life. The Stoics understood this, and if you want to take control of your life, you need to break free from the cycle. The hidden costs of masturbation. What you're losing. Let's talk about the consequences of excessive masturbation and porn consumption, the things that nobody wants to tell you. Energy drain and motivations loss. That drained, sluggish feeling you get after releasing. It's real. Many ancient traditions, from Stoicism to Taoism, is believed that semen retention leads to higher energy and vitality, and modern science backs this up. Overindulgence in sexual pleasure depletes dopamine levels, leading to fatigue, brain fog, and low motivation. When you constantly indulge in porn and masturbation, your brain associates pleasure with zero effort. This makes it harder to find motivation for things that actually require work. Building a business, improving your health, or mastering a skill. Instead of striving for greatness, you settle for short-term pleasure. And that's exactly why so many men today feel stuck, depressed, and unfulfilled. The masculinity crisis. Throughout history, the greatest warriors, thinkers, and leaders practiced abstinence before battles, competitions, and major decisions. Why? Because they understood that self-control leads to strength. Today, the opposite is happening. Men are weaker, less ambitious, and more passive than ever before. We live in a world where men are conditioned to be comfortable, to avoid struggle, and to indulge in pleasure whenever possible. But comfort doesn't create strong men. Struggle does. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most men today aren't trapped by their circumstances. They're trapped by their own minds. They've lost control over their desires, and as a result, they've lost control over their lives. If you want to reclaim your strength, you need to stop chasing pleasure and start embracing discipline. How porn and masturbation are rewiring your brain. The science behind addiction. Neuroscience of porn addiction. Let's get into the science. Your brain wasn't designed for the endless variety of porn that exists today. In the past, men had to work for intimacy, building relationships, developing social skills, and facing rejection. But now, with a few clicks, you have unlimited access to any type of pleasure you want, instantly. This hijacks your brain's reward system. When you watch porn, your brain releases a surge of dopamine. But over time, your brain adapts, meaning you need more extreme content to get the same effect. This is why so many people escalate to watching things they never thought they'd be into. Studies have even shown that porn addicts have less gray matter in the motivation and decision-making areas of the brain. In other words, porn is literally making it harder for you to focus, set goals, and take action in your real life. Why it's hard to quit. Ever tried to quit and felt like it was impossible? That's because your brain has been rewired to crave the easy pleasure of porn. The first few weeks of quitting can feel miserable, low energy, anxiety, even depression. But here's where Stoic philosophy comes in. The Stoics believed that discomfort is a test of your strength. Every urge you resist makes you stronger. Every time you say no to an old habit, you're taking back control of your life. And the best part, it gets easier. Just like training a muscle, your brain rewires itself for discipline, focus, and real achievement. The Stoic mindset shift mastering desires like the ancients. Self-mastery is true. Freedom Epictetus, a former slave turned Stoic philosopher, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Most people think freedom is about doing whatever you want. But real freedom is about having control over your mind and actions. If you can't control your urges, you're not free. You're a slave to them. Practical mindset shifts 1. See urges as tests. Every time you feel an urge, see it as a chance to build mental strength. Instead of giving in, challenge yourself to resist. 2. Pain. Pleasure. Growth comes from struggle, not comfort. Embrace discomfort as a sign of progress. 3. Meditate on your death. Imagine looking back on your life. Will you be proud of how you spent your time, or will you regret wasting years on instant pleasure? The Stoics trained their minds like a muscle. They embraced hardship, rejected unnecessary pleasure, and focused on real achievement. You can do the same. The 30-Day Stoic Challenge: How to Quit for Good. Now that you understand why you need to quit, let's talk about how to actually do it. Most people fail to quit because they rely on willpower alone. But willpower is unreliable. It gets weaker throughout the day. Instead, you need a system. The Stoics didn't just rely on discipline. They built their lives in a way that made self-mastery easier. Here's your 30-Day Stoic Challenge to break free from porn and masturbation for good. Step 1. Remove triggers. Day 1 to 5. Delete porn. Block adult sites. Remove tempting apps. And unfollow thirst traps on social media. Change your environment. If your phone is your biggest trigger, leave it in another room before bed. If you relapse at night, sleep earlier. Stay busy. An idle mind is the devil's playground. Start filling your day with productive habits. Step 2. Replace the habit. Day 6 to 10. Don't just quit masturbation. Replace it with something better. Go to the gym. Channel that energy into lifting, running, or boxing. Read and learn. Pick up books on Stoicism, self-improvement, or business. Work on a skill. Learn coding, writing, sales, or a new language. Use your time for something meaningful. Step 3. Cold showers and meditation. Day 11 to 20. Cold showers train you to embrace discomfort instead of running from it. The moment you feel the urge, take a cold shower. Meditation helps you detach from cravings. Instead of reacting to an urge, observe it without acting on it. This rewires your brain for discipline. Step 4. Accountability partner. Day 21 to 25. Find someone who is also quitting porn and check in daily. If you relapse, tell them. This adds an extra layer of responsibility. Join no-fap communities or Stoic groups for support. Step 5. Daily Stoic reflection. Days 26 to 30. Every night, journal about your progress. What went well? What triggered you? How can you improve? Marcus Aurelius journaled every day, reflecting on his thoughts and actions. This builds long-term discipline. Seneca's rule: associate with those who will make a better man of you. If your environment is filled with people chasing short-term pleasure, you will too. Surround yourself with disciplined, ambitious men. By the end of 30 days, you will feel sharper, stronger, and more in control of your life. At the end of the day, this isn't just about quitting porn or stopping masturbation. It's about mastering yourself. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from discipline, not indulgence. Every time you resist an urge, you prove to yourself that you are in control. Every time you choose long-term growth over short-term pleasure, you become stronger. Imagine yourself a year from now, more focused, more confident, and no longer a slave to your impulses. That version of you is possible, but it starts today. Take the challenge, commit to your growth, and reclaim your power. With that said, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. And until next time.